Good morning, or good afternoon, excuse me. How is everybody today? Good? Amen. So that was good preaching last night for those I hope got to hear Pastor Senior Jeremiah about Ruth and all the things that were mentioned. I listened last night, and what got me on it is how they always have to do the work. So first of all, Ruth had to stay with the mother-in-law, which most of us can't even stand our mother-in-laws. And she chose to stay with her mother-in-law and go through whatever was necessary. Then when they moved, she chose to go out and work for herself and her mother-in-law and ended up being blessed. And the daughter-in-law who left, we don't hear about her life. She's not even mentioned anymore. And any person you hear about in the Bible, whether it be Ruth, whether it be Esther, King David, they all have to do the work. We all have to do the work. And by doing the work and trusting in God, we find our way to whatever our blessing or our calling might be. So Pastor asked me to come up today and give a declaration, but I want to talk about my work for a second too. At my job, where I'm at Kaiser Fremont, when I was at Kaiser Oakland, I'd been there for 12 years and I wasn't trying to move. I was very comfortable. All the doctors knew me, my coworkers knew me, I was in my pecking order, everything was good. On the day when the Spirit said to me, look for a job, and I said, no, I'm good. I like where I'm at. And then said it a second time, look for a job. And I said, I don't want to look for a job. I'm good. There's nothing out there. And then the voice said to me the last time, I'm going to tell you one more time, look for a job. I said, okay, I'll look, but there's nothing there. And as soon as I opened up the jobs, Fremont, Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 3. Pastor had been telling me to move for like 5 or 6 years, and I kept saying, I don't want to move. I'm not going to move. But when I saw that position, I kind of laughed to myself and said, oh, God, you're trying to make me move to Fremont. I see what you're doing. So I applied for the job, and for a long time, nothing happened. And then it just so happened one Friday, I woke up, and I said, oh, I guess I'm not going to get that job. They never called. 10 minutes later, my phone rings. Hi, is this Sam? Yeah, this is Troy, the manager at Kaiser Fremont. Do you still want the job? Yeah, sure. At the time, I was out because I broke my ankle, so I was at home. And he hung up. He said, I'm going to call your manager and let him know that you accepted the job. I was like, cool. I'm thinking it's going to take like 2 weeks. My boss at Oakland called me 10 minutes later. Congratulations, I heard you're going to Fremont. I'm like, yeah, I guess so. And so then the boss from Fremont called back. He goes, we have a problem. I said, here we go. This is what I was waiting for. He goes, I can only hold the position for you for 30 days, but you're out on medical leave longer. But if you really want the job, I'll hold it for you. I said, no, I'm coming. I'll be there. I'll take it. So God moved me to Kaiser Fremont, which I ended up living with Elder Jangs, and then ended up moving and buying a house here close to the church. Speaking of that house, oh my goodness. It's been one thing after another. So it's been over a year, and me and Elder Doris still have not been able to move in due to construction and different mishaps. So just pray for me, because I don't know what's keeping me. I feel like the Israelites, like I keep having to go around the mountain to get into this house. But I know I've conquered that land. My feet have stepped on that ground. So I don't know what's holding us up from getting it. But by the grace of God, hopefully we'll get it soon. When the Israelites were going out of Egypt and they didn't have any water, on the first water they came up on, it was bitter. So Moses had to add the stick. Then it was sweet, and everybody got water. Then as they traveled further, they got thirsty again. They said, hey, we're thirsty again, complained again. So what did Moses do? He hit the rock. Who does the rock represent? The Lord. Water came from it. They drank again. In both those instances, their thirst was never quenched. But when Jesus hung on the cross, the true living water was available. And for those of us who drink from it, we won't thirst again. That's what he told the Samaritan woman at the well. If you drink this water, you won't thirst again. Same thing with the bread. When they were hungry, they're like, we're hungry, we want some bread. So God provided manna, a heavenly bread. But when Jesus came, he was the true bread. So make your choice carefully. Make sure you choose Jesus for everything, no matter what your situation, financial, sick, marital, emotional. Make sure you turn your eyes to Jesus. Make sure you call out to Jesus. You can ask your spouse, you can talk to pastors, you can work harder, you can take medicine, but Jesus is the only one that can do any and all things, period. All right, go ahead and put up the declaration. I am so nervous up here. So this is my declaration. Lord, let us do the work and obtain a heart to glorify your holy name. All right, 3 times on 3. 1, 2, 3. Lord, let us do the work and obtain a heart to glorify your holy name. Lord, let us do the work and obtain a heart to glorify your holy name. Lord, let us do the work and obtain a heart to glorify your holy name. Amen.